Hello, I want to thank you for allowing me to provide this pre-recorded presentation since I couldn't be there today. I hope you're all having a good time. I want to say up front that I am not an expert on social media. I am just an avid user. And I'd like to share with you some things that I've learned about pulling together all of my different social media platforms. So first, let's look back in the day when everybody was on Blogger or Blogspot. I had a blog, and it seemed all my friends had blogs. And this was a great way to put your identity out on the net and create some content. The drawback, of course, was that we all had to go visit each other's blogs and bookmark them and remember to look at them. While we were all playing on Blogger, in the background, there were some new technologies coming out, Tumblr and Twitter and Facebook, which are all very ubiquitous now, and they had the advantage of having feeds, which meant that if you picked the people you wanted to hear from, you would get their content pushed to you rather than having to go out and find it on the blogs that you liked. And this was a big advantage as a consumer of content, where you didn't have to do quite as much work. Of course, if you were a creator of content, it brought along its own considerations. Where do you put your content? Many people moved over to Facebook. It seemed to start with teens but then moved to adults. Tumblr had its own crowd, and a lot of people were drawn to the minimal size of Twitter. And there were still some holdouts on Blogger that liked the long form of blogging. So as a creator, you had a number of different audiences, and how can you get your content to all of them? I addressed this problem in my own online presence with one centralized blog that connected to all the different platforms that I have. This is the main blog of Wallaka.net with its Go Check trademark, and let's see how that works. The blog itself sits in the middle of a meticulously branded empire, as one of my Twitter friends called it, of a Facebook page, a Tumblr feed, 3 different content blogs, and a Twitter feed. So how does content move around between all of these platforms? Let's see. If I post something on Facebook, something brilliant, it stays in Facebook, because Facebook is mostly just friends who want to know that it was rainy today as I was walking to the bus, and other sort of homespun things like that. So that doesn't really go anywhere. But let's say that I had some brilliance and I posted it on Twitter because it was of wider interest. Well, that also goes to my Facebook page, and indeed it also gets posted on my main blog page in a widget called a Twitter feed. Now, none of these things required any software savvy or any real setup. In the profile page for Twitter, there's a little switch to flip that just automatically posts to Facebook, and it also gives you the widget that you can post on your blog to have a Twitter feed there. So no special knowledge needed, and all of a sudden we're networked and connected. But let's say my brilliance is in a longer form and I actually put it on a blog. Well, then I have a separate service called Deliver It that tweets on my behalf that I've just posted something on a blog. Well, once that becomes a tweet, of course it goes into Twitter and comes out in Facebook and on my Twitter feed on my blog. So once again, we've created a circle of content distribution throughout the network. In addition, because they're both Blogspot products, my blogs automatically go to a blog roll on my main blog post that gives a summary of the content and the last entry for each of the 3 content blogs. Okay, let's say there's some brilliance on Tumblr. Well, Tumblr also has a switch right in it that says you can connect every Tumblr post to Twitter, and if we go to Twitter, we know it automatically goes to Facebook, and it automatically goes on my blog post. You can see how all of this stuff is centered, so that one blog in the center, which is my main location, is the one that shows up in my signature and my email, on my business cards, the places that I want people to go to find out how they can get connected to me in any way, and the one where all of the content comes through. Now, there are two online presences that I have that do not connect with this. One is my Google Plus page, mostly because Google is trying to force everybody to use their real names, and that doesn't fit with the rest of the branding of that network. And LinkedIn, because everybody knows LinkedIn is just the boring older brother of online presence. So, what can you take away from this? Cross-pollination of your online presence is easy. Blogspot talks to itself all the time. Twitter will talk to Facebook with the flip of a switch. Tumblr will talk to Twitter with the slip of a switch. And Deliver It is a program that spans the gaps on anything that you want. Now, if you have something to say, you can say it anywhere you want and build a little network of your own. I hope you enjoyed this presentation. If you want to find me, that's exactly where you can go and get any piece of my online presence. I thank you for your time and have a great day. Bye-bye.